Hi, my name is Casey Scott, and I'm an alcoholic. That never gets easier to say, but it's the truth, and it's my truth. I've been sober now for over 5 years and learned a lot in the process. But before I can tell you about that, I should probably tell you where my story begins. From the outside looking in, it appeared that I had everything. A wife, 3 wonderful children, a TV job, a radio career. But what you didn't see is also I had a drinking problem. And because of alcohol, I lost a wife. I lost the TV job. I lost the respect of my children. I lost everything that I held dear. And that's when it spiraled into me selfishly getting behind the wheel of a car and getting in an accident where I hit 2 cars, 2 different families. The police report says nobody was seriously injured. I don't like that because I think anybody who is injured is serious. But by the graces of God, nobody died. I remember getting pulled out of the truck, sirens all around me, and somebody laying me down on the ground. As I look up into the sky, there's blood coming down from my forehead, covering my face, and I remember at that moment that my life was going to be forever changed. And the next day, the story of me and my mugshot was on every news station and every newspaper in the state of Utah. I remember that day that I had to do something different, that I couldn't live like this anymore. I either succumb to this disease and let it kill me, or I fight. After 45 days in an inpatient treatment facility, I came back to my house. That's when the real world hits you. I still had child support, alimony, and house payment. So I took whatever jobs I could get. And I remember sitting down on my couch, and the phone rang, and it was Sandi Hendry. She's the owner of Minky Couture. I had known Sandi because she was a guest on my TV show in the early infancy of Minky. And she goes, "Casey," she says, "we'd love for you to come down here and interview with us. We've been looking for a marketer, and your name keeps coming up. Would that be possible?" And I was like, "Sure." And I went down and sat in the front lobby, lady who used to be a guest on my TV show, to see if I could get a job. And so after we went over the job and the details and everything that it involves, I said, "Sandi, I got to tell you, I need you to know this before you get me this job because there might be some baggage that comes with it." She stops me and goes, "Casey, I know your story, and I think everybody deserves a second chance." I remember getting in the car thinking, wow, this could be a game changer. This could afford me the ability to take care of my family, to be a member of society again, and a chance to hold my head up. It's hard to say where I'd be today if it wasn't for certain people in my life. But I can 100% say without a doubt that I wouldn't be sober today, adored by my children, cherished by my girlfriend, if it wasn't for Sandi Hendry believing in me. She is the Heart of Minky. She is the lifeblood, the visionary of that company. And it's much more than a blanket. It's a good blanket, don't get me wrong. But the Heart of Minky is something special. And it means so much more than just the blanket. It's the thought and the heart behind that. I've been sober now for over 5 years and learned a lot in the process. I came up with an idea of doing a podcast on addiction and recovery.
Welcome to Project Recovery, a podcast about addiction. More importantly, it's about recovery. This letter I'm about to read to you is one that my oldest daughter wrote, and it's how my addiction looked through her eyes. For as long as I can remember, my dad has been an alcoholic. I remember going to parties with my dad, driving there, but my mom would always be the one to drive us home. A part of me wanted it to be just that them being nice and taking turns driving, but I always knew the truth. On September 3rd, 2018, my dad drove drunk and hit someone. That night, my dad decided that he needed to change. My dad's family all went over there to try to convince him to go to rehab, but he had already decided he needed help. That night, they called the rehabilitation center, and then bright and early the next morning, he checked in. Today, me and my dad are working on our relationship. I love being around him, and he makes me laugh and smile all the time. This story has lots of ups and downs, but I'm very grateful for all of it. I am so grateful that no one was hurt in the crash. My dad would have never gotten sober without it. I love my dad, and he's become my best friend. I love having a strong relationship with him and cannot wait to make new memories, to remember with him and love him.
It's hard to say that the love of one person can change your life, but it's true. I know without a doubt I would not be in the situation I am with all these blessings if it wasn't for Sandi Hendry.
Know that recovery is possible. It is a lot of work, but it's worth it. Life can get so much better, and you deserve more. Thank you for listening. I love you, and I mean it.